Hello everybody, my name is Gittemary, and on this episode of Live Kindly with me, I am going to take you guys through my sustainable zero waste pantry and what I need daily to create a zero waste kitchen. Alright, let's do this. The zero waste pantry along with the trash jar are definitely some of the most reposted aspects, things, motives when it comes to this sustainable movement on social media. One of the things that I think is still the most important is to discuss how it is impossible to be zero waste in a society that's not designed for zero waste. If you see this and you're completely demotivated or discouraged because you don't have the same options, just know that that's also okay. And while I may have some things available to me that are less packaged or that are more sustainable, you might have other options that are not available to me to the same extent. I think it's just super important to recognize that not everyone has the same items or services available to them. So instead of focusing on this perfection aspect of zero waste, I would much rather like to talk about the things that we can do that make a huge difference. I really want to show you these 10 food items that I love to use and that are sustainable and that you can find often without packaging or with less packaging. Let's do this. The first thing we're going to talk about is flour. I get flour in paper and cardboard bags. This is just an unprocessed paper bag that can easily go back into paper recycling. And that is something that I prioritize often over buying in plastic, over buying in non-recyclables, because buying in recyclables is better than buying in non-recyclables. Aha. It might differ greatly what is recyclable to you and what is not, so I also recommend checking in with your local recycling facility about what they accept for recycling and what they don't. But I haven't had the option of getting flour without packaging at all, aka from bulk. So the next best option for me has been to find it in packaging that I know I will be able to recycle, and with paper I will also be able to compost it. Not zero waste, but definitely more sustainable than buying in plastic. Then we have oats. I am from Denmark, and the way we get oats in our normal supermarkets resemble the way I just showed you the flour. They usually come in these very minimally processed paper bags as well, super easy to recycle, so that's also an option if you can find that. But for this purpose specifically, I have actually been able to find it in bulk. So I usually bring some bags with me to the bulk store, and then I transfer what was in the bags into my solid glass containers once I get home, so I don't have to carry these around everywhere. You can also bring big containers to bulk stores, and then you simply just weigh them before and after you fill them, and then you sort of withdraw that amount that is not accounting the glass. Okay. Oats is such an essential for me because obviously I use it in baking, I use it in porridge. Porridge is one of my favorite breakfasts, but I also make oat milk from it. And then I use that oat milk both in baking, on cereal, in smoothies, everywhere. And it's really, really good, sustainable and very low waste hack. Then we have lentils. Lentils is also something that I can find in bulk, so that is why I go for it. I have also been able to find it once in a while in cardboard boxes in the supermarket. Lentils I use because they're so good for you, and I also like to add them to sauces and to sort of dishes like chilies and bolognese. They're really great if you want to add some substance and you don't want to use meat. So I use them in curry, again in pasta dishes, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely love them, and I both have green and red lentils available, so that's just peachy. Another essential for me is definitely peanut butter. Peanut butter already made actually is more available to me in sustainable packaging than just peanuts. For me, what has been the most sustainable has been buying pre-made peanut butter in glass jars and then reusing the glass jars here in my house. It is 99.4% peanuts, and in terms of some other more junk foody peanut butters that I've seen, the percentage go as low as 50%, and I'm like, what's the rest of the stuff then? So this is really, really good. It's just peanuts and a little bit of salt. Glass is also infinitely recyclable in contrast to stuff like plastic that can only be recycled 2 to 3 times. So using glass instead is definitely also a really good option if you do have that option, and reusing them at home is just even better. This is a big one. But pasta, yo. Pasta is one of my favorite things, and I think I have it almost every day. So the pasta that I use right now, I get from my bulk shop, and they're just completely normal wheat pastas. The cool thing about most dried pasta is also that they are usually vegan. And again, I bring my own bag to my bulk store, and then I transfer them into this jar once I get back home. A lot of carbs here, but also I'm not scared of carbs, like, at all. Oh, this is heavy. These are dried chickpeas. Chickpeas is an absolute essential in my household for sure. These specifically are from bulk, but you can often also find them canned, and recycling aluminium and generally metal is also often much easier than recycling plastic, so that is also an option. My favorite things to make with the chickpeas are falafel. Absolutely love it. Hummus, absolutely love it. And then you can use the chickpea water and the starches that go into it to make vegan meringue. It's such a versatile ingredient that I don't know where it would be without chickpeas. That's absolutely for certain. It's just such a versatile thing, and I think that's one of the main points that I want to make with sustainable food, is that find things that you can use for many different purposes. Have versatile ingredients that you can use for so many different things. Find ingredients where you can use all of it rather than wasting something, because that's generally more sustainable and also keeps your bin light. So I try not only to look at my sustainable food in terms of its packaging, but also how I can use it and how little of it I can waste. That's just as important. The next one is olive oil. First of all, keep olive oil in a dark container, because otherwise it can go really bad. I get my olive oil either in glass bottles like this, not in plastic, but this one I've actually used many times. It's an upcycled bottle, because right now I actually use a refill service, so I have these bigger metal containers that I can refill with olive oil and then transfer them into this bottle. It's also organic and it comes without plastic. Absolutely love it. Perfect. Number 8 is curry, and before I'm going to talk about the actual curry, I just wanted to sort of really quickly show you that this is the first thing that has been labeled. The reason why that is because I live with my boyfriend, and we both know all of our containers in our pantry are see-through, so we can usually see what's inside. It has happened a couple of times that I have mistaken baking powder for onion powder. We use these tiny, small, not completely zero waste, honestly, small stickers, but I got a label maker secondhand, and we sort of put them here. And because we don't bring the jars anywhere, but we transfer our goods from our reusable bags into our jars, we don't have to take these anywhere. We don't really have to wash them that often. For the longest time, I would buy in supermarkets, I would buy these metal tin spices or glass bottle spices, but they always came with like a plastic lid, or like they were wrapped in plastic. Recently, our local bulk store started to add spices in their selection of food, and I am in heaven. It's so much easier, and you can buy exactly what you know you're going to need, and I really appreciate that. Here we have a little tiny glass of hemp seeds, and they're packed with nutrients and proteins, so they're really good way to sort of make sure you get that extra level of nutrients in the morning. Otherwise my mornings can be very, I'm just going to have bananas or apples or whatever I'm able to find. So being able to make smoothies and add something like hemp seeds to it is definitely a plus. And these ones are also from bulk, but I've also seen them in small metal containers that are easily recyclable. And lastly, we have nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is this amazing thing. It has tons of umami flavor. It also has tons of nutrients. It's super cool. It usually comes in kind of big containers, and it comes often in solid plastic containers, which are more easily recyclable than plastic bags. But I am also able to find it in bulk, which I am super stoked about. I love this product to bits. I use it basically every day. And that was 10 things from my zero waste pantry that are completely essential to my kitchen. Thank you so much for watching. This was Gittemary for Live Kindly. Don't remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications bell. That would make my day and Live Kindly's day and all of our days. Are there any zero waste tips or hacks that you want to implement into your life? Leave a comment down below and let us know if there are any other zero waste videos that you would like to watch. I would love to see you guys next time. Bye!